All right, guys, quick video. Well, I hope it's quick. It's always longer than I think it'll be when I say it's quick. But I wanted to talk about that Charlotte train or subway stabbing of that Ukrainian woman by that guy. I forget his name. I'm surprised this comparison isn't made more, and I'm surprised this isn't talked about more, because like we already have the answer to the question here, and no one's speaking up about the really obvious answer. So I'm going to talk about it. As a teacher, the first thing you learn, if you're not totally brain dead, and there are some brain dead teachers out there who keep trying to do this, the first thing you learn is that trying to reason with them and being nice to them does not work. The kids who are going to act out, the students who are going to act out, if you let it slide and you just try to have a frank discussion about how you can do better and you're too smart for this or whatever, they're just going to do it again. They don't care about you. In fact, they respect you less and they like you less if you essentially let them get away with stuff. And that's what the judges did with this violent criminal. They let him get away, 14 times? With some pretty serious stuff. Breaking and entering, and I think robbery was one of them. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it was some pretty violent crimes that he had, by and large, just got away with scot-free time and time and time again. That doesn't work. Now, we want that to work. Why? Because when you're nice to someone, when they screw up, you feel good about yourself. You feel like you're a great guy you feel like you really touched them if you have a conversation and you really believe that, like, oh, I think they get it and they're going to do better now. It's nice that I can be kind. No, you're being negligent and you're enabling them. The one thing because I tried this too. I tried to be nice too in the beginning. Every normal human being wants to be nice to other human beings. But the farther you go, the more you teach, the more you realize, again, the kids who are going to act out, the one thing they need is firm repercussions. They need to know they can't get away with this. 100%, no question about it. They can't do this again. They need firm restrictions, firm and clear rules. Okay? It's the simplest thing on earth. And the crux of the issue, I think, philosophically, is the people who want to go the nice route, they want the best outcome. In real life, there is no best outcome. There is just the reality, okay? So you do your best to get the best possible outcome, but like, there's never going to be any perfect, good, happy ending outcome, especially for violent criminals, okay? The best thing you can do is be incredibly firm with them. That's it. Firmness is the best thing. And it's like, the other side of the coin, people are saying, like, oh, then they get hardened in jail. Well, sometimes that's true, but if you're already committing these violent crimes and robbing and breaking and entering and stuff, there's no more hardening to be done. You're already hardened, and that seriousness of what you are doing needs to be met with serious repercussions, okay? It's that simple. It really is, okay? It's crazy to me that there's still a question about this, but this being lenient, being kind, giving second chances crap, we can learn it early on. We can learn it when these guys are kids. Teachers can tell you, a good teacher will tell you that doesn't work. The only thing that does work is, again, firm discipline, clear rules, acting on those rules immediately without any hesitation, any second chances. And that's what's best for those people. That's the other thing, is that, like, if you're being nice, it feels good for you, it's bad for them. But the truth, the best thing to do is when you're doing what is best for them, it feels bad because it's harsh, and you don't want to be harsh, but you need to be. You really, really ought to be, and you need to be. So that was the only hope for that guy. And I'm not saying like it was his fault. He was an adult. But if the judges had sentenced him accordingly, obviously we would have had a happier ending for that girl, which is obviously the crux of the issue here. And it was incredibly tragic and disgusting what happened to her. But at the same time, that's what the guy needed. He needed to go to jail, needed to go to prison for a long time. And the world would have been safer from him, and he actually maybe, you know, the hope is very slim, but maybe a light bulb would have gone off, and he would have thought to himself, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore, if he got actually reprimanded for it. But here we were trying to be nice, and now someone's dead. That's what happens when you're nice, or when you're negligent and you enable these people. So let's not do that anymore.